Michael, tell us about the evolution of the nurse tree arch.
Well, I built this basically out of a bit of frustration with a sunny plot I had that was a little bit too sunny for Tucson. And I wanted to grow squash, so my first structure actually looked a lot like this. This is a display arch I built, but it's essentially the basic structure. And I grew squash under this. I built it in March of 2012, and it got the juices going in my mind. I got a lot of feedback about the aesthetics of it, and I decided that it was time for me to really try to do more with it. And I used the mesquite tree as my model. Kind of my biomimicry here is about how this tree over here, the mesquite, has this wonderful cover that it gives, and underneath it grows the giant saguaro, among a lot of other kinds of things.
So it is the nurse tree. Yeah. That is what the meaning of the name is. And here we are.
So I have actually started developing beds underneath the mesquite. This is one that I've got here. I'm just putting a lot of deadened down wood together, essentially sequestering carbon here, and then the plants make use of it in the summer. It acts like a giant sponge, and it tends to retain water better than a regular bed does.
And it gets lots of shade.
So I joined the business development group. That's where I met you, and there I received the idea from Bill Roach of getting Kickstarter funding to do what I call the screen house to greenhouse. You know, if that basic arch had the screen on it, then this one's going to be one you could close up during the winter and act like a greenhouse. And you can see my tomatoes growing in here from the summer.
They are happy.
Yeah, very happy. And then over in here you'll get an idea of the scope of it. It's an 8-foot by 12-foot pad. But what makes this really pretty special is what's underneath my feet right now. And that's this. You can get a shot of that. This is a bunch of landscapers' perforated pipe. I force air through it. So I take humid, moist, and warm air with a little fan over here. You can see the inlet over there. And I force it through 36-foot lengths of pipe, and it cools the bed down, so much so that when it was 114 degrees out here in the summer, it was 80 degrees above the bed inside. And that helped with the remarkable growth you see inside here. All of this gave me a lot of learning. I learned how to use aluminate, which is this screen material, and you know, I threw this up. It wasn't square. I had a lot of problems with that, so I decided to figure out how to do a standard build. And in here you see my jig and some of the things I'm doing to make sure that when I build this, it's square, it goes together well, it's modular, and I'm learning how to develop a kit for it, and that's what we see over here.
This is my favorite part. So the kit pieces do a number of things. They slide in and out. And here's the new model, which is in progress.
This is built for an investor of mine who is in a desert location on a hillside where they can't dig below grade. And so they want to use raised beds, and they also want protection. So what we've got here is metal siding. This is actually sheet metal for roofing. And I'm going to be building beds for them inside out of hardy backer board. And right now I'm working on the panels that you'll see that go up here, and this is one I'm building right now. And it just has really developed in a wonderful way, very much more integrated. It all bolts together, so I can take this apart, truck it up to his site, and put it together there for him in a couple of hours. So let me show you how this panel goes up.
This is my favorite part. It does several things.
These are actually fairly lightweight. They fit right inside the ribs here, and with a satisfying thud, they go in. We can connect them up inside so that in windstorms they don't come off. You put all this together and you've got a wonderful environment for the plants during the winter and protect them against light freezes for sure without any additional energy. And if you have a heavy freeze, it's a simple matter to move a little heater in and keep them good. And once you do that, you also have the forced air system still working, heating the bed in the winter. helping to cool it in the summer. And that's basically the innovation.
It's great. I love the new style. But tell us exactly what these panels do. I want to show how it...
This is basically meant to capture a little bit of extra rain in the summer. So essentially this was a side panel, and basically just goes in some slots like that, and I put it up here to capture and direct rainwater to the bed.
It's very cool. I love that little transformer aspect of it. And I'll bet you think of new other things to do with your funny cubular
Oh yeah,
things.
this has spurred a lot of ideas. Of course, it's expandable, and I was talking to a friend the other day about what he called the longhouse effect, that you just add or stack these modules together. And in an educational context where we have interest from teachers and schools, this can become a laboratory, an outside laboratory for classes where they can really learn not only about biology and agriculture, but also about building and maintaining a little building like this.
Yeah, it's great. Thanks, Michael.
Oh, thank you.